Shoot, my microphone's been on mute this whole time. Oh my goodness. Now that's embarrassing. Hello, Thomas Potts. Hello, Resolute Germ. Hello, Captain Trek. Hello, Cinnabon Bunny. And hello, Jitsi Lemon. Lemons. Whew. I got that right. Well, the StreamYard link is in there if you guys want to join me. We don't have to talk about Red Dwarf, but I thought that might be a pretty cool title. Fun, fun, fun in the sun, sun, sun. Yeah, you don't want to hear about the wisdom I was going on about for 4 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever it was. Honestly, I got back from my appointment this morning, and I fired up the computer, and everybody was screaming at Jedi Bill to end the thing and go take care of his girlfriend. And now his girlfriend has hijacked the stream, and that's not something I want to watch. I want to talk with my friend Jedi Bill, not with his girlfriend. So here I am, streaming something. Fortean Barber, hello. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. Or we could talk about the Beach Boys. I just watched, what was that called? It was called, oh, geez. It starred, wow. My brain is broken. Hey, Chris Persia. Thanks for showing up. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Brie Larson started a channel and got monetized immediately. Holy crap. Yodam Dark Star, thank you for showing up. Franklin, Jeff Franklin, hello. Well, not only is she having a breakdown, but she's hijacked the stream at this point. So, oh yeah, we could talk about Space Force if you wanted to. Like I said, the link is in the chat. I could throw it in there again if you need me to. So, I could do that. Let me go ahead and do that. You guys can join me. As long as you got a microphone and a good set of headphones, we'll have a good time talking about whatever you want to. I'm telling you, I can't wait till season 2 of Space Force comes out. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it ended on a cliffhanger, but it's still going to be so much fun to watch. Oh, Positive Candor has joined us. Hello, Positive Candor. How are you today?
Positive.
I'm not going to gossip about my co-host for Insomniac Soup, so let's not even bring that up anymore, okay?
Okay, I don't know what happened. I wasn't watching it. I just got back from being out and about doing things, so
I still don't know what happened, but I'm sure Jedi Bill and I are going to have a long conversation about it on Discord or something like that. So,
yeah, I mean, all I see on the screen is everything is muted and nobody's even there. So, don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Either way, I want to talk about fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm all about fun.
So, I put fun in the sun, thinking Red Dwarf, but everybody wants to talk about Star Force or something else. I mean, we could talk about Spaceballs.
Never seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen Space Force yet?
No,
haven't seen there's a difference of opinion.
Or the Force in space, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, I think Space Force is really funny. I mean, there's a difference of opinion. Like, it could have been made family friendly. It didn't have to be. as vulgar as it is with curse words and things like that. But you know what?
Yeah, I haven't seen Red Dwarf. I mean, it could be called Black Hole, and I would say I haven't seen it either. But,
Fair enough.
or White Quasar, or
Well, later on, like seasons 4 and 5, they started calling it the Small Rouge one and things like that. I mean, they came up with different names for Red Dwarf in the later seasons. It was really funny. And their landing craft is shaped like a bug, like a little beetle with 6 legs.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't even know what the ship looks like. I guess I could look it up.
Hail Kronos!
And see what the ship looks like. I guess I'll do that for the heck of it, because I don't even know what the ship looks like in Red Dwarf.
Oh, the opening credits. It's a mining ship, but in the opening credits, while they're
Red
singing
Dwarf
the song, they
is
have a little guy in a
city
spacesuit.
size. So it's a massive city size ship, apparently.
Yeah, and it's painted red. And in the opening credits, they have this little tiny
so that's where they get the
spaceman.
name Red Dwarf from the ship name?
Red Dwarf,
That's the name
exactly.
of the ship, basically.
Yeah, that's the name of the ship.
Okay.
And that little guy has a roller and some space paint that he's painting the ship with. And the camera pans back, and you see how massive the ship actually is.
Well, as long as they don't paint it like they did in Discovery, painting Discovery to change it from USS Discovery to ISS Discovery, which I thought was kind of goofy, but whatever. It's like how would they know to change the ship to like gold instead of silver, I guess, or whatever difference it was. Yeah, that never made sense to me in the second season.
Seems like a pretty dumb way to do
season?
things.
Whatever season it was in.
But whatever.
Is that like Dwarf on golf?
Yeah, it's Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
A little midget guy trying to play golf. I don't recall the blue midget. I remember the starbug. I don't recall the blue midget. Huh.
What ship was called the Blue Midget?
Oh, it's one of the landing craft in
on Red Dwarf.
On Red Dwarf, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could call one ship the Blue Midget, another one called the Yellow Jacket, or
yeah, you could,
another one called the Black Hole. I mean,
you could have all kinds of names.
Mix in some colors, the pink bunny, whatever they want to use.
Blue Midget was before Starbug. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I was lurking on your Frogger show. Okay, well, as long as you got across from one side to the other side to home in the Frogger stream, then at least you made it through. If you ever played Frogger before, you gotta get from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen. So,
I've played Frogger. I lost a lot of quarters playing Frogger.
I played it. It wasn't easy. I never could get through maybe 3 levels or so to the most, whatever.
I think I only ever got halfway through level 2. I'm really not a good video game player.
Yeah. I mean, you just learn, okay, that this, thing is the turtles are diving and the freaking alligator's opening his mouth and whatnot and stuff like that in the game. So, yeah, they make it harder and the cars go faster on the bottom and stuff like that. And, but yeah, it's still, is interesting to play for a little bit. I mean, yeah, I was never into playing it for hours and hours and hours. The only game that I probably played for hours and hours. Well, I guess there's probably two. Space Invaders and Pac-Man. I could play for hours and hours and hours. Because Space Invaders, you know, it you learn the motion of the guys that you're shooting and everything, and even though they speed up faster later on, I could get really far in that game way back when.
I
And then
remember Blue Midget now. Thank you, 14 Barber. I appreciate that. Ay caramba, I can't believe I forgot that.
good afternoon.
It is afternoon for a
And
lot of folks. It is still
yeah,
morning for
it's
me.
afternoon where I'm at.
Colin
So
P. Smith, welcome. Thank you, and good afternoon to you, sir.
But
Or evening, yeah, if you're way over
and
there.
I'll probably discuss another video game I was good at next Thursday, as well. That I could get all the way to the end of it of the game, because I think you had to do, from right, just 3 laps in it, and the game was over. And that was pole position.
Oh, I love playing pole position.
And that's the game I'm going to talk about next Thursday. Yeah, because I think it was only 3 laps that he had to get through. And so, yeah, I could get through that game since it was 3 laps, even though the last lap obviously was the hardest one to get through. But I could get through at least that game too.
Now, I'd like to ask Colin P. Smith a question. Do you call it 19 o'clock or 1900? Because I've heard it both ways.
1900 is how they say it in military time.
Right, in military time it's 1900. But Colin P. Smith, our long bowman in the chat.
I never passed any arcade game unless I had $20 or quarters. Yeah, pole position was the only one that I could get through, because I think it was 3 laps or maybe 5, I forget. I'll look it up real quick, because it wasn't a long game from what I remember.
Okay, they say 1900 as well. I've heard it both ways, but I'll take 1900. I mean, that's what we called it all the time. All right, 14 Barber, have fun stream hopping. Don't get hit by a car or swallowed by an alligator.
Yeah, so first you do a qualifying lap in pole position first, and then I think all you do is 3 laps. But I can't find that. It's been forever since I played it. It could be maybe a little bit longer than 3 laps. It could be maybe 5. But either way, I could get through it, however many laps it was.
And I think I only ever made it to the second lap in pole position.
Yeah, and that's what most people could get to, at least the second lap. And then the third lap was super hard. So it might have been the third lap, and then that was it. Once you got past the third lap, then you won the race, if you were in first place anyway, because I guess a car could still pass you, and you finish the race after 3 laps as well. And then pole position 2 came out, but I don't really recall playing much pole position 2 compared to pole position,
I never played. Well, I may have played pole position 2.
I probably played it a few times, but I don't think it wasn't as popular as the original.
14 Barber says, I'm off to the shop. Well, my original warning actually still applies. Don't get hit by a car and don't get swallowed by an alligator. So,
well, that's more true.
Picking up your booze and smokes.
Yeah, it's more true where I'm at in Florida, about especially the alligator part. But
and our long bowman in the chat, Colin P. Smith, he says sometimes combine it as 1900 hours just to be.
I thought pole position was the front row in the strip joint. Okay, yeah.
I've had the pole position multiple times then, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
video
boy.
game from 1982, 3, something like that. 1982. Okay, 1982, released by Namco, and then it was the most popular game in 1983, obviously. Um, and it's probably the most successful racing game ever. The only other one I think that might have been similar to it was Outrun, which was another car racing game I played a lot. I could get through Outrun as well.
I don't think I ever played Outrun.
Um,
Huh. Well,
yeah,
I know
it's
I tell people all the time that I stopped playing video games at Super Mario Brothers, and for the most part, that's true. But when we got our Wii game system, we got a game called The Simpsons, and I played that one all the way through to the end. But it wasn't a single player the way
yeah.
I played Super Mario Bros.
Outrun. I know Outrun came out much later, 1986. Okay. Um, and it was also one of those games you basically sit at that was designed like that you sit down at and do the pedal type thing like pole position was, and you had the big steering wheel in front of you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the two main racing games I played growing up, was pole position and Outrun. And then of course later on then I played Star Wars when that came out, obviously. Um, the one where
The
you,
original one with the vector
so,
graphics and the
yeah,
little
yeah, the original one
yeah,
with the vector graphics
the
and
two-handled steering wheel thing.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very, and I'll obviously talk about that as well.
I think I only
It,
blew up the Death Star once on that game.
and that came
I
out.
played it a lot.
Okay, that came out in 1983 by Atari. Okay, I didn't realize it was that old. 1983. I thought maybe it had come out maybe a little bit later, but obviously in 83 that would have been released um, right after Return of the Jedi. Basically, sounds
Yeah.
like.
Well, my mom and dad were in 2 or 3 bowling leagues, depending on the season. So I'd end up spending as many quarters as they would let me have on video games
Yeah,
that were in the bowling
yeah,
alleys that we went to.
yeah. The original Star Wars game, Chronos, was the best one to me. Again, you could play it. It had two different designs: one where you could stand at it, or another one where you could sit down and do it. And I always picked the one where you could sit down.
Oh, yeah.
And,
That's the one I like best.
Yeah, because then you can relax more.
Also, I could pretend to be Luke Skywalker. If I were standing up, I couldn't pretend to be
exactly.
Luke
Yeah,
Skywalker.
you go in. Yeah, you go in and you blow up the Death Star. I mean, what's more awesome than that? Getting to do that. So
Kronos, I think I only played the original Tron arcade game like twice. I didn't
Tron
like
was
it.
hard because you had to cut off the other light cycle, and I was never good at Tron. But that is also obviously another classic arcade game. I did play it.
All right, Chris Persia, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Enjoy your lunch. We'll see how crazy things get in the afternoon. It is a Thursday after all.
Yeah, and but yeah, if you have a chance to play or get an old, and I know that they're making all the time these new ones you could pick up at Walmart or whatever for the arcade stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I
Plug
imagine
it into USB port or something like that. And
Yeah,
it's got 150 games on it.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're selling them individual. I think the ones they sell individually have maybe 3 games in that cabinet, basically. Because the ones I've seen will usually have, like let's say Pac-Man, Dig Dug, and Cubert. Maybe those 3 games. I don't think it's those 3 exactly, but whatever.
Oh, are you
Um,
talking about the great big cabinets like the ones we used to stand at?
yeah.
Drop
Well, they're
quarters.
not, they're not quite they're not quite that size that they sell in Walmart. I think they stand to maybe about the 4 feet level, and then you can buy a riser, I guess, to put up to the 6 foot level.
Oh, I
Um,
know what you're talking about now.
yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
those. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I think they have 3 games on each one because I know that I've seen a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, I've seen a Pac-Man one, I've seen a Galaga one, I've seen whatever they got. And then they also make ones, I guess, that are tabletop too now that are like $100 versus the $300 to $400 ones that are the ones that you can do the riser thing with.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the tabletop ones too. What I was thinking you were talking about were the ones, the little handheld ones that have
They make the
USB
handheld
cable.
one. Yeah, they make the handheld ones too. Obviously, they're about what, $30 maybe.
Yeah, they got a
25,
bunch of
25,
games.
30, about
Yeah.
probably 30, $40 tops for those that have also 3 games on it. Yeah, and I do have. Yeah, I did buy the handheld Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man ones so far, because and those have 3 games on it each. And yeah, I'm more willing to spend $30 versus $300, obviously.
Oh yeah, me too, no doubt.
It doesn't matter to me how big the screen is, as long as the game is basically like how I remember playing it. That's all I care about. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, again, I didn't actually enjoy playing video games as much as my brother did. So, um, if he didn't have every video game system ever put out, I'd probably buy him one. But he's still got all the old Atari games and the Nintendo games, and he's got all PS versions 1 through 4, and I'm sure he'll get 5 as soon as that comes out. You know.
Yeah. Well, I hated Duck Hunt, even though it was the shoot the gun at the screen game. I didn't really like that game.
Well,
Um,
I have to
that
admit,
was
we kind of cheated at that and walked up to the screen.
Yeah, of course, everybody did. Yeah, yeah, everybody did that. Duh. um, yeah, and that game got old quick. Uh,
I
yeah,
still like watching that dog laugh.
yeah, um, yeah. I remember that as being one of the early video games as well, obviously. And
Did I say hi to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective? I don't think I did. Hello, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective.
yeah, hello.
That's
And
a
then
long time.
I played obviously Asteroids, Space Invaders, Galaga, Galaxian, all your Space Invader similar games. I've played them all, obviously. I know you type Jungle Hunt, not Duck Hunt, Kronos. I did that on purpose.
I don't even know what Jungle Hunt is. What is that one?
Um, well, Jungle Hunt um, was that was made in what 1980? Yeah, two. Um, and it's a side scroller similar to, I guess, Pitfall. I guess
Oh, okay.
I would describe it most being like um, and stuff like that because yeah, Pitfall is obviously more well known than Jungle Hunt.
Right. So it was very
So
similar to Pitfall then.
yeah, you swing from vine to vine in Jungle Hunt. So that was similar to Pitfall, where you had to swing on the vines over the alligator pond or whatever. Um, yeah, jump over boulders. So yeah, it was very similar to Pitfall. So I never really played it that much because I thought Pitfall was better. Sorry, but Pitfall was on Atari. Yes, it was. It was also on. I thought it was on Intellivision as well, or whatever, ColecoVision, whatever it was called. Um,
I only remember Pitfall on Atari.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's where it's most widely known was the Atari version, obviously. But I think I could have swore it was on some other video systems besides Atari, but I could be wrong about that.
I
Uh,
I really don't know. Once I stopped playing video games, it was just I stopped altogether.
yeah, yeah, it came out in '82 on Atari, but it did go over to the Commodore 64 and ColecoVision and Intellivision. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I knew that there was a port for the Intellivision
I
and stuff like.
remember I remember playing track and field, but I always used a pencil to uh, click on the buttons when we were running and stuff, in track and field. So you put a pencil between your fingers and then click it down, and it would, double your speed, that kind of thing, instead
Oh
of
yeah,
using two
yeah.
hands. Buttons.
Tommy and Guinea Pig. Yeah, I think I got 105 subs on my channel. That sounds about right.
Don't worry, you'll pass me up in a heartbeat. Everybody knows you, even though you've rebranded. You son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. I used to be number one sci-fi, but there was. I mean, yeah. I mean, I changed, I guess, for two reasons. Number one, there was a lot of sci-fi relate channels out there, and I thought, okay, yeah, there's a lot of sci-fi channels. So, and then, um, and I was doing my 15 minutes of positivity, so I wanted to more focus on the positive
Oh,
aspect
absolutely.
of stuff. And so that was one of the main reasons I decided to change it. I rebranded Kronos.
Holy cow, I've never even heard of the ZX Spectrum.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like your Texas Instruments, what 9A or whatever video game system I think it was called or something goofy like that.
I don't know. Colin P. Smith said one of my favorite games was Mars.
TI 99/4A. That's the one I'm thinking of. That
Uh,
was Texas Instruments video game system back in the day.
oh, there
Um,
you go.
I mean, I didn't have one, but I obviously heard of it. I mean, I had a Atari, I had a ColecoVision. Um,
Oh, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. He's gone over
or I
400.
should say,
Congratulations.
yeah, that's awesome. 400. Yeah, one of these days or years, I'll get to 400.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not holding my breath either.
yeah, exactly. I'll get there when I get there. I mean, whatever. I mean, I guess if I hooked up with Brie Larson, who is already at probably
Oh, million,
a
right?
zillion subscribers already, probably, then I could get there
Naturally.
in 1 second. But
Naturally. It's Brie Larson. She's brave. She's strong and brave. She's stronger and braver than all of us.
yeah, yeah, you get monetized the instant you open up a YouTube channel, basically, because I'm sure she got 1,000 subs in probably a minute. You know,
Oh, undoubtedly.
you
Yeah.
know.
She twitted it out and everybody went, "Oh, I'm a sheeple. Let me
Yeah,
sub."
it's like, oh my God, let me fangirl over Brie Larson or fanboy, whatever, whichever way whatever, whichever way you are.
Fanboy, fangirl, whatever.
Uh, so yeah, I'm sure that'll be talked about now that Brie Larson hit whatever amount she's going to hit by the end of the day. Subscribers on her first day, you know.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah, anybody can do it, especially if your name is Brie Larson.
Don't worry about us creators who have been, chugging along for months and
And what is
years.
she at? Okay, she's at already 47.5 thousand subscribers, for crying out loud. So she'll be
Yeah,
at 50,000 in a couple minutes.
I'm sure.
Obviously.
I'm sure.
I mean, this girl is going to make money hand over fist. I mean, holy crap.
Well, she can't get hired to act anymore. She might as well
Yeah.
make some money somehow. I'm
All you have to
joking.
do
I'm
is
joking.
be in an MCU movie. Well, Kronos, you were in the Black Hole movie, but of course that's not regarded that great. So,
Yeah.
so I guess that's why you don't have much subscribers, because nobody wants to be Maximilian. When you can be Brie Larson instead.
It would be awesome if she donated everything that she made from YouTube to charity.
Yeah, maybe she will.
That'd be nice. Then I could give her some credit back.
Let me see. I just want to see how fast she hits 50,000. Okay, 47.7. So she already gained in just a minute, like another whatever amount of subscribers there.
Colin P. Smith. I'm sure you could figure out what kind of content she's going to put up.
Yeah. Don't you want to watch her bash everything?
She's not making content for men like me, 40-year-old white guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what kind of content she's gonna have. It's gonna be
Content for girls.
girl power this, girl power this, girl power that, and screw you guys, basically. Even though I'm sure 90% of her audience, well, it might be split more 50-50 will be guys.
Just to look at her pretty face.
Yeah. But yeah, she's gaining. She'll have 50,000 easily, probably in 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure she'll gain them fast. Criminy.
And YouTube will not unsub anybody from her channel.
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh no, we can't do that. No, we got to protect Brie Larson.
Oh, she's one of
Protect her to
ours.
the core.
Anyone else want to come up and hang out? I could drop the link in there again because it's a little ways up in the chat. I'm not sure how many people can see it now. Let me go ahead and drop that in there just to be sure. We can have quite a few people up on the channels now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can have up to, well, I guess if you pay for it, 10 people, right?
Yeah, up to 10 people. Yep.
And then, I'm sure that they'll expand that even more.
Oh, most likely. I mean, 10 people.
You got to compete with you got to compete with the Zooms of the world and stuff like that. They'll probably, I don't know, about 30 or so. To me, would be a good limit.
30, huh? You want to be the moderator on that?
No, but for Brie Larson, that's what they're going to do.
Oh, well, sure.
Or well, I guess what Zoom can hold 100 at a time. Is that what it is? I think. So yeah, and 100 to me is, forget about it. That's too much. So yeah, well, yeah, I guess if you want to be technical, probably what it's usually what rows of three that you can get up on top. So maybe yeah, 30 would be 10 rows. Yeah, that to me would be the limit. To me,
That's quite a few people. I think at most I would stop at 15. I'm not sure I would go over that.
yeah, that'd be 5 rows. So yeah,
And
so 10 is close enough to that. What the heck?
I think so, yeah. 10 right now is plenty.
Yeah,
Just managing the conversation with 10 people in the chat or in the stream. Or 10 people on the panel is what I should say. That's enough as it is. Unicron. Unicron was a planet-eating planet that talked. Criminy, get your terminology right. He didn't just kill planets, he ate them.
okay. Yeah, whatever. Don't know what you're talking about there.
Oh, Transformers, the movie.
Well,
1986.
you're talking about the goofy Michael Bay one?
No, God, no. The cartoon one.
Okay.
The good one.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's the Michael Bay one, I've only watched a part of the first one, and I was out. I was like, yeah, this is dumb. I can't watch this crap no more.
The one good Transformers movie that's come out in the last 40 years. Yes. The Transformers, the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the animated one. Yeah, I could. Obviously. Yeah, the only good one.
Yeah, according to the Michael Bay ones, Earth is Unicron. Give me a break. Rebooters and repurposers are ruining my pop culture.
Kronos, but would it be Konos? Yeah, if you wanted to be clean on, yeah, be Q apostrophe O apostrophe NOS, if I'm right. I think that's how they did it.
Kronos is the planet, and Kalis is the savior.
Kalis. Or as Cockings always says, Kalis.
Yeah, Kalis. Sci-fi guy, hello, hail, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, I like how he puts that sh at the end of it. Kalish. Sounds fancier that way.
The English longbowman. As soon as your camera or whatever it is that's hooked up,
and Konos, I know it's K-less, and I couldn't care less about the way you say it.
Uh-oh. LDG Pixels says this is painful. What's painful? Are we talking too much Klingon for you?
Yeah. Is Klingon painful for you, you patak?
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the panel. English longbowman Colin P. Smith. How are you?
Not too bad. Thank yourselves.
It's getting on into the evening hours for you, isn't it?
Love your accent.
Oh, thank you, kind sir. I haven't got one. You've got one. I speak.
Yeah.
Unlike other Robin Hoods, I speak with an English accent.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you from? I don't yours.
LDG Pixels. I'd like to address this once again. It's his girlfriend and not him that we all ran away from. So we'll figure it out if his girlfriend ever leaves his apartment, but I find it highly unlikely that she will. She's dug her claws in, and she's not going anywhere for a while. And they keep muting the microphone and having arguments and coming back on and saying crazy shit. So we're done over there. until she's gone. So it's unfortunate, but we wanted to come over here and talk pop culture and have fun. So that's it feels like a betrayal, but at the same time, I couldn't watch that plane crash go on any longer. So I apologize for that, LDG Pixels, but I couldn't keep watching the train wreck in progress. So, Long Bowman, what's up? What's on your mind, brother? We were talking about video games. I never even heard about the video game we were talking about.
Well, it's well, no one. Candle was probably right thinking about it, linking it to Texas Instruments, because I mean this must have been back in the 70s. Because Clive Sinclair, we had two big names in tech. We had Sir Clive Sinclair and we had Alan Sugar. Alan Sugar did Amstrad, which was Alan Michael Sugar Trading, which where Amstrad comes from, and of course he went on. He went on to have quite a big. I mean, I'm not sure if we or you invented Dragon's Den, but Alan Sugar I think did our version of it. And then you had Sir Clive Sinclair, who was a another self-made entrepreneur, and he started doing one of his early things was electronic calculators, which were just coming in when I was at school. And you know I say the little one, the massive great.
Well, yeah, yeah. I had a TI myself, and they were massive things, but
I mean, I
grab things, so it was pretty cool.
I remember I'm sure the ZX Spectrum had 48K of memory. Yes, yes, you youngsters, I did just say 48K.
Wow, I only had 8K.
Time memory.
Yeah, I only had 8K, man. What the hell is 48? Holy crap.
Wow. And it was a little thing, and it was rubber, and the keys were so small. Once you sort of were past about teenage, you almost had to use a pen or something to actually tap it because the keys were too close together for your fingers. It wasn't a console, it was a computer. But it was akin to a console in that you plugged it into the TV because you didn't have a screen or anything. And just to tell you the size of it, the best peripheral ever was the keyboard for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, which the Sinclair ZX Spectrum fit inside. You literally clip the Spectrum inside the keyboard. It was about a third of the size of if you imagine I'm trying to think how much. If I say probably about the size of a laptop like mine. I'm on a laptop rather than a desktop keyboard. About the size, slightly, probably about as long. Standard 100 and whatever it is, a QWERTY keyboard, and literally the Spectrum fitted inside it. It was that small.
So you are looking at something similar to this thingy here. Let me no. Doesn't look like a place that you could plug a little handheld device into, though. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. Let me see if I can save this one here. And then I'll bring it up on the screen here in just a second.
Never occurred to me to do that.
Let me make myself big real quick. Nope, don't want to make myself big yet. Oh, well, I guess we'll just share the screen. I haven't got rid of it yet. There you go. Is that similar to what you're talking about? I mean, some of them have...
I think that's it,
reels.
right at the very top by the looks of it.
This one here?
That's it, yep, that's that. I'm pretty certain that's one, and that looks like that may have been the keyboards they went inside, perhaps. I'm not sure. Stop. Hold on, let me try and... Hold on. Okay, I
Well,
have to
this,
open...
the Spectrum 128K seems like the one you're thinking of, but...
Now, the ZX Spectrum was one I had. I don't know. Do you remember when they were that old? The way everything actually came on audio tapes, and you sit there for 10 minutes playing an audio tape with a beep, 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 going, and then you find it a crash, and you had to turn the tape over and try again.
That would be one of these two down here.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, because you had. I can't remember how you can't remember. You must have had something else that you plugged into it. You probably must have plugged in an old tape, little cassette player.
Something like this?
Yes, that's it. That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah, so you have your cassette. You have you console your joystick over there, and it looks like it's got a... I can't see because it's a very small picture, but it looks like it's got... It might have. There was I remember that the second best thing I have was thing that plugged in the back there, and it's and if you hit the red button, it saved the game and let you reload the game. That's the only way you can save games. Yeah, it literally took a dump of the memory of the it must have literally taken a dump of the memory or something.
Holy cow, that is neat.
Yeah, I was. But I mean, the thing I said, these... Oh yeah, I think I can see the picture. I mean, the thing was...
I'm sorry, I stopped sharing it.
No, it's okay. I've got to Google up, like I say, because unfortunately, because I'm looking at it in StreamYard, so I can't enlarge the picture in StreamYard. So it's a small bit in the middle of the screen. So I'm having a look on my own on Google. Yeah, but yeah, you do. The thing was, there was this, because you got the ZX Spectrum Plus 2, which had an inbuilt cassette. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if I can do these things. This is a... Let's see if I can remember how to do this myself. Right. I want to say we are talking really, really, really old. Wow. Let's see. I should be able to do this. Share screen. Let's see. Is that coming up?
There you go.
That is actually a ZX Spectrum. God, I forgot what they were like. And you can see all the little functions. Let's have a look, see if I can come over.
Well, Tiki of Doom has joined us. I'm glad you guys... I really am glad you guys took care of Jedi Bill. I hope everything gets taken care of over there, but I find it highly unlikely. So I don't even know what the details are. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I came in after my appointment and I turned the thing on, and hell was already broken loose. So I figured I'd come over here and start a stream and actually talk about fun stuff. Okay, that's
Now that is a
that's
Spectrum
number
plus,
two.
that's a Spectrum 2,
That's with the tape
which you
player.
can see
built
it's got the built-in tape player. Yep. And you then went up to the next one up from that was, let's see if I can find a plus. Was it plus 3? I can't remember. Can't remember what it was called. But the next one up actually had a disc, and it 128K. There we go. That's the disc.
All right, chat. Let's stop talking about Jedi Bill. He is my co-host, and I consider him a friend. So let's drop the subject. This is intended to be a fun stream. I just intend to have a good time here. We can talk about whatever pop culture items you want to, but we're not talking about Jedi Bill anymore. All right. What happened earlier today stays earlier today unless he tries to restart his stream with his girlfriend.
There we go. Right.
Now that is an old video game system.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, the pinnacle before I went on to other ones was
JB's Tabernacle. Where in the world are you staying that it's so smegging hot?
It's been quite warm over here, but it's been raining today as well. That's on the 128K.
Oh, that's a newer one with a 3.5 inch floppy.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think. I think was it a 3.5 inch or was it its own little cartridge style? I can't remember offhand. But yeah, and that was much quicker to load and much more loaded because obviously the disc was better.
Right, disc would be better than reel-to-reel tape. So
yeah. I said the beauty of old games in those days was that, as we were talking about earlier about the platforms, you actually had to have gameplay. You couldn't get away. I mean, a lot of the things there's later on this evening, in fact, Critical Drink. I don't know if you know Critical Drink or Hill versus Babyface.
Yeah, both of them.
Critical Drinker decided that he wanted us to stream with him talking about The Last of Us Part 2 after they'd played it, so Ashley just had to play it.
I heard there wasn't a whole lot of gameplay in that one, though.
Well, yeah, a lot of people have been saying the story's done, but the graphics look absolutely fantastic, and they do these days. I mean, even the last game I played was one of the Fallout 3 or Fallout Las Vegas. Really good. Good game, and the graphics were good, but that was, so intensive. You go back to some of the really old games like that, and you had to have gameplay. I mean, I say Marsport the whole story was that the station on Mars had been invaded by aliens. You had to go in, work your way down to a particular place.
All right.
Set up a self-destruct.
I will say this to the chat then. If you guys need to talk about it, go ahead and talk about it. But absolutely do not insult the people involved. If you must talk about it, go ahead and talk about it. Talk about having to flag the stream, even though no one ever expected to have to do that. But don't insult the man or the woman involved. Just talk about the incident and how it should not happen again. All right. That's it. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. We're done with that. Go ahead and chat it up if you need to. But we're talking about these old-ass video games.
Some of us are old ass on our own, like I said. The thing was, you used to get it was great because it was a puzzle game. You started off with I'm gonna stop that anyway. You started off with it was literally 2 dimensions. Literally, it was red and black, and that was it. And pretty much, if you remember 8-bit graphics, and it was quite very blocky. And you started off as literally the walk was really weird. Oh, hold on a second. I'm feeling sleepy.
Hello.
Hey, LDG.
Hey, C. Can I? I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I know you want this video to post and everything, guys. Listen, and Mr. CCDV, I feel for you, but guys, listen. Mr. CCD is putting this video up. Okay, this isn't a live stream that's going to get disappeared. So let's not even talk about it in the chat, please. If you want, I'll open up a Pixelate where you can chat all day, and I'll just delete the damn stream. We don't need this being replayed on people's watching it later and talking about it. I'm just throwing it out there if you guys want me to, and you can get back to your fun in the sun topic, okay? But you made a good point there, buddy. And I just want to say hi, everybody. I had Day from Hell working my butt off, and I caught a little bit of your stream here. And what is that, by the way? That console?
That's the
that you were showing.
The last one was a Sinclair Sinclair Spectrum 128K.
Oh, okay, interesting. I thought I was familiar with all of them, but that one looked unique.
Well, they were. I'm going to say they're back in the 70s, early 80s here in the UK. So I don't know if they made it over to the States.
Oh, it never made it.
They
never made it over to US.
Of course, you had Texas Instruments and
yeah. No, okay, that explains it.
Sinclair did.
Gotcha.
Hey, Franklin Canuck, welcome to the stream. Jeff Franklin, if you're out, I appreciate you stopping by. LDG Pixels, if you do want to start that Pixelate, you can go ahead and do so.
I appreciate it, boss. I'll go ahead and do that, buddy.
I'm not talking about Jedi Bill until we get a chance to DM each other and
yes,
hash it out.
Yes, yeah, we don't need it all over the stream either. But okay. All right, guys, rock and roll. Mr. CCD, thanks everybody, and I'll catch you around later today, I'm sure, okay?
All right. See you later,
all
man.
Right. Cheers. Love you all. All right,
Thanks.
Bye. Oh, that's better. I'm going to start look at the screen again without being hypnotized now.
Oh, what a world. What a world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that I'm going down the time tunnel. That's showing me age as well. I remember that one.
I remember my grandparents having a video game console. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was ginormous. And all we could play on it was Pong.
We had, I think ours was an Atari. I think it was the first one we had. And I remember it had a fake wooden finish. Plastic painted and carved to look like wood.
Right.
And the joysticks were literally two.
Just paddles.
Yeah, not even paddles. They were literally square, literally with a column up the middle. No shape to it or anything. Literally just a pole. I mean, really, yeah. And yes, basically, Pong was about all you could get on them in the first place.
Oh, my grandparents must have got it used because this was in the early 80s. Well, I'm sure that was the case. If I remember it, then it was definitely a used console that they got from somebody. It didn't last very long in the house. We only played it when it was a bunch of family who got together.
Well, I went through. I've never been a console gamer. I've always had computers because you've got other things and games on them. So I don't have a console. In fact, I've never have had a console. But I went up. Let's say we had an Atari when I was a kid at home. I went up to the secret. I was with the BBC at one point, and then I went on to Commodore. Commodore Amiga was the last one I had, and I finally went up to full-on desktop computers, I was really impressed because my first computer actually was newer, and it actually had a 1 gig hard drive.
Wow.
Yeah. 6 months later, the company that made it went bust. No, it was literally 1 gig. 1 gig was new. Was new. Was the new top there.
I was in the late 90s.
Mm. Well, I
think.
was using computers from my first job in the late 70s was data entry into an air freight system. My second job about a year later, I was operating on an IBM System 32, which was about the size of it was bigger than the wooden desk I'm sitting at the moment.
Yeah.
It was white cream, and I don't know, but reminded me of the sort of paint finish. Reminded me of the sort of paint finish we used to get on radio sets that in the army. The sort of almost pebble dash almost. Massive great screen in front of you was actually the printer, which had a ribbon printer with the letters on a metal ribbon, if I remember right. It was the paper was A3.
You guys carry on the conversation. I got to take this phone call. Hold on.
Okay. With 5-bar gate printing on one side, and the actual screen itself was the size of sort of envelope you get. That's what about 6 inches long by 3 high. On its side, and it was about 3 screens of green text on a black background. To this day, I've got my tablet's got an ebook reader on it, and my default setting for that is green on black, because that's how I found it easiest to read. Yeah, yes, JP's the so just for JP's, I wanted to say mold grunt puppet, but no, it's different JP's obviously. Yes, it's I think probably old tennis type game. Oh, really was an old game there. I'll tell you, I mean, I've got talking to my sister's kids and grandkids. At the risk of sounding like a truly old fogey, you really wouldn't believe how much things have changed. I remember coming over to your part of the universe back in 1991, I think it was. I was over there. The highlight of it actually was doing the tour at Kennedy. We went into the, bearing in mind this is the 1990s, so almost 30 years ago, going into launch control. And all the stuff where they launched the moon landings, which I'd been woken up to watching the rest of it. And the tour guide actually saying, how many of you were wearing digital watches? And this is in the early days of digital watches, never mind stuff these days. No digital phones, no mobile phones or anything. A mobile phone was literally the size of a brick. I said, how many of you got digital watches on? You've got more computing power in your watch than this computer has that sent men to the moon. Which truly made it somewhat clear about how quickly technology changes.
Was someone just flushing a toilet?
Not me. I did just take a drink.
Ah, okay. Well, Pixelate, or I should say LDG Pixels, under his pseudonym Pixelate, is starting a stream where people can talk about what happened this morning on the other channel. If you'd like to go over there and chat about that, you're welcome to. I don't mind. We're going to continue to talk about pop culture here until I get tired, which shouldn't be too long. So I'm still on the phone. I'm waiting for a customer service representative. As soon as I get one on the line, I'll mute myself and you guys can chit chat. If somebody would like to join the conversation, I'll go ahead and put the StreamYards in there again. I'll add you in.
I've gone quiet again. I'm just looking to see what time, if anyone was interested, that Critical Drinker and Hours are doing. It's on Critical Drinker's channel tonight. So it's really weird because I think just about everybody in the chat over here is, I think you're, apologies if I'm wrong, but I think you're all in North America, so the US or Canada, so you're at least 5 hours behind me. It's just gone 8 o'clock in the evening over here. Are you still there, Candle? I notice you're muted if you're trying to come in. Or have I driven you away? I understand. Oh, you were talking about gaming. So I noticed earlier on, I don't do online games at all. I prefer just someone to play on my own. But the House of Lords, the upper chamber of the British Parliament, apparently has proposed that loot boxes, those things you get and you pay extra money for in online games and mobile games, apparently they're all going to be investigated as they're going to be, they want them to be classified as gambling. Oh, that would explain why.
Sorry about that, everyone. Being a host and ditching you guys is unfair, but
You appear to have gone down by one anyway.
medical is medical, and sometimes you can't skip a call.
Oh, of course not. No, if it's important, it's important. I said I keep forgetting it's what?
It's only noon where I'm at.
Oh, you must be right on the other side then. Are you on the West Coast?
Close enough to the West Coast. I'm on Mountain Time.
Without
the state I'm in doesn't change time zones for daylight savings, and so half the year we're on California time, and the other half of the year we're on Colorado time. So it's you get used to it. It's a bit complicated, but I like it better this way. So right now we're 3 hours behind New York, and
5 hours behind us.
You're at 2000 now.
Yeah, just on 2000.
So yeah, we're about 8 hours behind you.
Which is really, really weird when the timing in the chat is showing up as my time, but it's showing up as 12 hours rather than 24. So
yeah.
it's 8 p.m. rather than.
Yeah, it does the same thing for me.
It shows the time, but you think, like, what, hold on a second. Especially on the grounds that yesterday, I saw someone in Australia yesterday, no, this morning I was just watching it. And obviously they're
What were you talking about just a few minutes ago? Because Jitsi Lemon says Belgium did that too.
yeah,
No idea what came from it though.
the House of Lords over here, which is our upper house, if you like.
Uh,
Although unlike your Senate, they're not elected. It's like it's a
right, it's royalty. It's an inherited title.
it's not strictly royalty. It is inherited or appointed life peers. It's non-elected. It's because we're under a parliamentary system rather than your system. But they're not elected. They are appointed. But they are still in parties. But they've proposed or asked about loot boxes in online games and mobile games actually be classed as gambling. As just did a video about it a couple of hours ago. So what they're trying to do is because obviously, I mean, you receive stories in the paper of my son spent £3,000 on one game and this sort of thing. I mean, I remember when I used to play the sort of games that Facebook. I don't know if they still do or not. You know, sort of point and click investigations and the rest of it. And I go, no, so I'll wait. I'm not going to pay you any money. I'm not going to pay you £5 just so I can go to the next game now. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm glad I was never really into those online games to begin with.
No, I remember a very long time. It was almost called not RuneQuest, Rune something. RuneQuest, the role-playing game. Rune something. I can't remember what now, but I never really got into that. I mean, that was almost certainly back on the days when it was dial-up anyway, so it really wasn't worth it. God, dial-up. Oh. Can you imagine any of today's
dial-up?
Can you imagine any of today's internet on dial-up?
Oh, geez, no. Beep.
You might just about be able to download an ebook in about half an hour.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God, streaming would be completely impossible.
I have a 56K modem, man. It's so fast.
Oh no. Is it The Simpsons? I think it was The Simpsons, whatever, the character comic book guy. And there's one where he's downloading supposedly a picture of Catherine Janeway. The suggestion is that it's rather risque picture. You could, it's coming literally line by line.
Yeah, I've had downloads like that before. Yeah. Oh, that joke really was funny at the time. I can't imagine that now. It boggles my mind that we would just sit in front of the computer for 15 minutes and wait.
Now my laptop's getting off. I was saying also, I was back in '91. I was over in the States, and I don't know if you heard that or not, but again, back in the early days of digital watches, I'd go to launch control in Cape Kennedy, and the tour guide saying those digital watches that you've got have more computing power than these computers here, the ones that control the moon missions. They just had to do one thing, just did it very fast. They only had to do one line at a time.
Oh yeah. Well, it's better now, and we're still not going to the moon, so.
Yeah. If it hadn't been for I don't know. I'll be tempted to say if it hadn't been for the space shuttle, but I don't know. We certainly seem to have gone back. I mean, I think 1969 was also the year that Concorde was rolled out. I could be wrong.
I don't really know.
I've got vague pictures of there was a kids program still is I think called Blue Peter over in this country, and I've got a vague memory picture of two Concords, the French Concorde and the English Concorde. I'm pretty certain it must have been at Heathrow Airport coming up. The Blue Peter presented a almost nose to nose the first time they flew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know they're discontinued now.
They've been there for 20 odd years, I think, because they were never, unfortunately, probably partly you guys' fault because you never let us fly. I suspect there was business concerns as well, obviously, because because Boeing, Lockheed, and the like never went down the super basket.
Well, don't forget Airbus. It's not entirely our fault.
Oh no! I was going to say, but I mean, I remember because we could fly because Cole could fly across the pond, supersonic, but there was nowhere in the continental US it could fly supersonic, which of course cut down its feasibility. Whereas I think it could fly to places like the Middle East, and then it could fly across the desert. So I think I can't. I'm not sure, but I mean it was never economic because it was. I actually stood inside Concorde, and I'm not a particularly tall person, and I can reach my arms out, and I was pretty much touching the outside seats, the window seats. There were two rows of seats, so 4 seats in a row with the aisle down the middle. It was never a big, it never carried many people. But we've gone back since then. We've now gone for mass transport. I mean, I've heard it said that we have and have had for 20, 30 years the technology to actually get to Mars. There's just never been the will.
There's no impetus at this point.
No.
It's like people just don't want to expand their horizons anymore. They want to go back in time and destroy everything that used to be so they can recreate something that, well, honestly, used to be and is going to be just as bad as it did then. But, oh no, we have technology now. It'll be better.
Well, they managed to do in Seattle, I understand.
Seattle's being dismantled. That stupid Chaz place is dismantled now. Oh, the mess they made in that stupid place. Unbelievable. They've been clearing out protesters and cleaning up garbage and cleaning up spray painted buildings for
I'm
2 days now.
I'm seriously tempted to wonder, being a good science fiction fan, I would. There's 2 or 3 places I'd love to be able to look in alternate universes. One of which is an alternate universe from my point of view, where Brexit never happened, where we stayed in the EU. I wouldn't want to live there, but I'd be interested to see that universe. I wonder what would have happened if the incident that started all these trouble, and let's not mention it, no disrespect to anybody concerned, had happened, but without the lockdowns. Because I'm sure that most of this is people frustrated by lockdown, and it's a spark. It's a spark because
I don't think this could have happened without the lockdowns.
No, I don't. I mean, amongst other things, we in this country have got a very different, despite what some people would like to say, including the BBC, we've got a very different history on immigration and particularly with people of African descent, let's say, without trying to classify too much, because obviously they're not African Americans in our case. They would be.
Right. Yeah.
We, I mean, we've never had that back history that you folks have got over there. I mean, the figures are something ridiculous. Like the last time a black person, like in the last 10 years, 3 black people have been have died in police custody, and at least one of those was because of drugs. We do not have that background of history that you have, because amongst other things, your history is very different when it comes to race relations and the like to what ours is in this country. So
it's not a pleasant. It's not a pleasant history by any means. It's definitely not a pleasant history, and it's not something we should forget or try to forget. And that's what people are trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever read. It's an author called David Wingrove. I've got his books on my shelf with his t-shirt from here. He did a quite thick book. I only read the first one. It's called Chung Quo. The setting starts off as basically it's an alternate history. Pardon me. Set about. I'm trying to. It's a long time to read about. Set somewhere around 100 years or so in the future. But in that history, China has ruled the planet, the whole world for centuries, millennia. It's been that way. It's a China. Have you ever read? Not seen, but have you ever read Armageddon 2419, the original Buck Rogers novel?
I have not. No.
Right. Very good. It's a similar setting where you've got the Chinese actually rule future America. And I think the original comics were based on the book comic books, but similar thing. But so they've always ruled. The Chinese are top, and everyone else is second-class citizens until till the end of the book, when you find no. China conquered the world about 200 years ago. In fact, if that, but they've had control of the education system. So everybody believes that the world has always been ruled by China. They've believed that for the last 100 years because no one has ever learned any different.
Oh.
Very nice little twist.
That is neat. I like that.
This is what this thing trying to rewrite history here reminds me of. As you said, I mean, I'm a history buff. As you say, might be able to tell from the name and the other part.
Maybe just a little.
Just a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, as they say, if you don't learn from history, you're condemned to repeat its mistakes.
Yeah, I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks now. It's like it just doesn't make any sense. They took down the statue of General Grant, for crying out loud, and he's the one who won the Civil War and helped free the slaves. So you take that down because he was white? Is that what it was? I'm still confused why they took that one down.
Blacks and attacked apparently this country as well, and your. I mean, obviously we hear about it more. What's happening our side than your side? Obviously, in the news, we do see quite a bit of from your side as well. But why? Why are you attacking any of these people?
I don't know. They're talking about changing a bunch of military base names as well. Because the military bases were named after Southern generals.
Please learn your history, people. And amongst other things, I can guarantee you that apart from very few people, if any, who may have grown up in certain other parts of the world, such as certain parts of the Arab Islamic world, or possibly others I don't know, and I genuinely don't know, no one alive in America, no one alive in the UK has ever been or has ever owned a slave. Their parents never did. Grandparents, yours possibly. I'm trying to think now. With what 140 years? No,
I'm not that old.
no. I'm trying to do the math. 1865, the Civil War ended, didn't it?
Yes, 1965. It is possible
So
that a great
150, a century and a half since the Civil War ended. So I doubt there's any grandparent. Well, no, grandparents have been no, can't be. Have to be under 50 years old. No, great grandparents maybe.
But even then, in my family's particular case, they were poor dirt farmers from Arkansas and farmers from Kansas who migrated from Sweden in the turn of the century, like 1890. So no, my ancestors certainly didn't.
Yeah, and can I just point out that we actually never had African slaves in this country. It was never legal. In fact, for quite some time, any African slave that set foot on English soil was automatically freed for life, no matter what. We actually came up with this thing called the Industrial Revolution, which made slavery economically unfeasible.
I've heard of that thing. What's that?
Industrial Revolution.
Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, we banned it. Anybody that turns around and tells me the British Empire was a force for evil, well, we were the first people to actually ban it when it had been going on in the rest of the world for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Somewhere about 5-10 years ago, I believe, my government, so my taxes, finally finished paying off the debt that had been incurred by us banning slavery and by the Royal Navy stumping it down. So why are you writing about slavery in this country again? You know, these people, the reason they do this is they're not taught history. I mean, I don't know what it's like in your schools. I do know, I have to say, that I've done quite a few lectures I've got from a couple of companies in America, the teaching company, the Great Courses Plus teaching company, and something scholar, and they're all from American universities, so they're at university academic level, and they're all very good. There's no rewriting history at all that I can tell. I don't know what it's like in your primary and high schools, but in this country, we seem to have got these things where we know what it was like to be a washerwoman in Tudor England, but we don't actually learn. They don't actually learn important things in history. They don't actually learn dates. They don't learn battle. They only learn little things here and there. So, kids,
I've had to straighten my kids out on a few history lessons a couple of times. So, no, it's really pernicious in the primary and secondary schools here.
It's been going on for at least a generation, and unfortunately, I think the only way I hear tell that the current Generation Z, or I get lost.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm at the end of the baby booming generation. Anything other than that is just youngsters to me, so I get lost in it. But I'm told that the latest generation apparently is pushing back somewhat. But unfortunately, it's only really going to change, I think, when we get the next generation of educators.
If and can they get the original information? Because
Yeah.
they teach straight out of the textbook, and the textbook's been rewritten
Exactly.
at least 3 times in the last 2 decades. So
if and when we actually get teachers who do not have an apparently extremely left-wing bias and view of things, because that's all they're taught.
Well, thank you for joining me, Colin P. Smith. I really appreciate it, the English longbowman. But I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours, and I want to check out what's being said over on Pixelate.
That's fine, mate. No problem. I've got a sneaky suspicion actually Critical Drinker should be on soon with the.
I gotta go take a nap. So.
That's okay. Well, good to talk to you again, mate. I hope everything's okay with you and your family.
Oh yeah.
I'll see you again. See you again soon. And thanks for the chat.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Cheers. Good night, guys.
All right, good night.